Hello everybody, how are you today? So I want to say a massive thank you for all of the love on last week's video. I cannot thank you all enough for all of your beautiful comments, all of your well wishes and your thoughts on how I've been treated. You know, you're just amazing, so thank you. I do really appreciate you, and thank you for coming over and joining us on this channel. I love having you all. You are my absolute stars for joining us each week, and as I said, we're here for the highs and the lows, so you know it's not always going to be happy and all the rest of it. So I do appreciate you coming back, because I know that last week I was on a bit of a Debbie Downer, and I was a bit fed up. So this week I am going to be talking to you about the dosage of our pens and whether we're going up too quick or whether we're staying on the same pens too quick. We'll have a bit of a chat about that later, because it's something that I've discussed with a couple of friends. I just thought it might be an interesting topic to kind of talk about. But first, I'm going to do this a little bit different. Bit of a catch up. So I haven't yet got to see a doctor. I am going to try and make an appointment tomorrow. I don't know if it's the same way you are. Certainly is in most places in the UK, but we generally have to call up in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning to try and get an appointment to be seen the same day, or in some areas you get seen or spoke to on the phone before you get an actual appointment. So I've not been lucky enough to get one yet this week, so I'm hoping tomorrow get up, be up with a lark, and get an appointment over the phone to sort out some pain relief, because I want to see if there's anything that can help me. So I've not had a bad week. Pain is back to normal, unfortunately. The injections haven't seemed to give me any relief, but I'm going to leave that subject here for today, because I said all I've got to say last week. I just want to say that it's not worked, unfortunately. I think I've given it more than enough time to work now, and you know, hopefully the doctor will be able to sort something out for me. So it's nice to be back, feeling much brighter this week. So I've got Smiley Nene back this week. So anyway, this week's weigh-in, I'm going to do my weigh-in first this week, and then we'll have a little chit chat at the end. So this week's weigh-in, I have stayed the same. So this is interesting. So I've developed a little bit of a pattern of kind of staying the same the week before my hormonal time, if that makes sense. Again, I'm not really that bothered, because I've stayed the same. I haven't gained. The only gain I ever had was when I was on holiday, and obviously when you're away, you kind of expect that anyway. So I'm happy with that. Absolutely happy with that. However, I am a bit miffed, because I did want to be in that next stone bracket. So I am going to pop a bit of footage in now. Now, if you are here and you are my followers for a long time, I've been promising this little video. I have done some before and after photos, so please be kind, because I have started to get a few trolls on my video. Please be kind, because it's taken me a lot to share these pictures. You know, it's not been easy, so please be kind. And my photos are, I think I was about a month in, and this week. So the photos are of a month in from Mounjaro, so I think it was about May time. Sorry, I started in April. So I took the first photos in May, and the second photos are of just recently. I personally struggle to see a difference, but I think that's just me. I can see that I've lost it on my shoulders, and I do think my tummy's gone down a little bit. But yeah, so I'll insert the footage here so you can have a quick look. yes, so as you can see, there is a bit of a difference. I am pleased with that, and the only way is down now, so hopefully next week we will be in the next stone bracket. So when I started my journey, I've never shared this before, so you know, again, please be kind. If you've got nothing nice to say, then don't say it, please. You know, it takes a lot for me to be here and a lot for me to talk about this, so you know, please be kind. So I started my journey at just over 23 stone. I will put proper figures in here because I forgot. I was, before I took the Mounjaro, I was 24 stone at Christmas. So yeah, so I started at 24 stone at Christmas, and when I started the Mounjaro in April, I was this weight. So yeah, so now I am down to this weight, which is fabulous. I so wanted to be in the 19s, so hopefully I will be in that, because the last time I was in my 19 stones was after I'd had my twins in 2011. So that is my goal, to get under there first, and then I'll chip in away underneath when I'm under the 20s. So fingers crossed for that next week. I would really like it. Right, so I wanted to talk to you today about dosage of the pens. So many of us, well, I don't know how you work. So I thought when I first started taking Mounjaro that you took like the 2.5, and after a month you went up to the 5, and after, you know, and up and up and up and up. However, I have found that this 7.5 has been quite good for me. So I have remained on it now. I think this is my third month of the 7.5. And so far, touch wood, I have felt okay on it. And it suited me, so I've stayed on it. But I just wanted to know your opinions, really, because I have seen two sides of the story. I've seen people that take taking a dosage that suits them for a while. Yet I have seen the other side of the scale, where I know one person who takes it and she goes up each month. And I have still been fine on the 7.5. This is my third month of the 7.5. However, I think personally I have got food noise confused with wanting rubbish. So food noise to me is when I'm craving the bad stuff. So when I say to myself, oh, fancy so-and-so, and with the Mounjaro, that's given me the strength and the willpower to say, actually, do I really need that? And 9 times out of 10, I won't have it. You know, something that was really bad that I would have had before. And there's been a couple of times recently where I thought, oh, should I have gone up to the 10? Because I'm on a 7.5. Should I have gone up to the 10? Because today I feel quite hungry. Now, I think that's the difference. I think the difference is knowing that it's hunger and it's not the food noise, if that makes sense. So food noise to me is wanting rubbish out of the cupboard. Now, I am less likely to do that now. Like I said, like this morning at work, at my MenCap work, I thought to myself, oh, I could just eat blah, 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 blah. I've come home, I've had my lunch, which is calorie controlled, and I have now no food noise. I don't want anything rubbish, so that was purely that I was hungry. But sometimes I think I confuse that hunger noise with food noise, if that makes sense. Now, this is another story. My friend has gone up each month on a different pen. So she's gone 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, etc, etc. Now, for the last 2 pens that she's had, she's not had any appetite and has struggled to eat. So in my opinion, maybe she has gone up tirated too quick. So maybe she has gone up her doses too quick. What do you think? Do you think that is correct, or do you think it's correct the way she's going up? Like I said, this has been my third pen on the 7.5, and so far it suits me okay, and I'm able to control that food noise, so to speak. But I don't know, it's hard, isn't it? I think for me, it's having the realisation of knowing that actually, no, that isn't food noise that I've got, it's hunger noise. Do any of you agree with that? It's really hard to explain to somebody that's not got an addiction to food what food noise is. And I've got to admit, I was one of those people, excuse me, until I started taking the Mounjaro. I overheard somebody talking about food noise, and I actually said, well, what on earth is food noise? You know, completely like blew my mind. I was like, what on earth are they on about? But it isn't until you take a GLP-1 that you actually realise what food noise is all about. And I could not get over it. I mean, when I started to take the 2.5 in April, I couldn't believe that how quick it was. Like, I'm more or less the next day or the day after that my food noise had kicked in. And I can remember walking around a supermarket, and things that usually would have tempted me, you know, I can't think of anything off the top of my head now. There was absolutely no interest for that whatsoever. And to a degree in the beginning, I was eating for the sake of eating because I wasn't hungry. Whereas now, I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry in between my meals, if that makes sense. So there's, you know, I have my meal and then there's no craving for the food noise. You know, there's no, I want this and I want that. I mean, it's been even worse with the kids being off, because we have had more what I call crap in the cupboards, because obviously they're off school and you have more stuff in, because obviously they're not taking it to school. So there's been more temptation there, and I have not been tempted at all to have that. Yeah, so I just really wondered what your opinion is and what you've done, and how you've known that you've been ready for the next pen. Now, for me, 2.5 was a really good pen. 5 milligrams didn't do a lot for me, and I definitely was ready for the 7.5. But again, I'm on my I'm on my last dose of my 1 pen, because I take the golden dose. I'm naughty, so I'm on my golden dose of my 2nd pen. I've got 1 more pen to have after this, so I've got another 4 weeks of 7.5, and at the moment I feel all right on 7.5. So at the end of that 7.5, I will stay on the 7.5, you know, because the way I see it, if my brain is okay with that, then, as you know, I continue to lose the weight, hopefully, you know, it will be a longer period, if that makes sense. And I think as well, for me, I want to learn to control that starting to feel like, oh, do I fancy whatever? I want to be able to control that myself instead of relying on the GLP-1. Does that make sense? Am I just talking in riddles? And also, another thing that I wanted to ask you, and wanted to, or if there's anybody out there that's done it, what do you think about coming off the pen? How are you going to deal with that, and how are you going to come back down your doses, or are you just going to stop cold turkey? You know, that is one thing that I do wonder about, that when we're at our target weight, so say for argument's sake I get down to 12 stone and I'm happy where I'm at, what are the steps then? You know, do you come backwards so your cravings are less? Do you just stop cold turkey? I would love to know your opinions, and just, you know, no hate out there, no upset. I just wanted to know really what your opinions are. Yeah, I'm feeling much more positive this week. Like I said, I've had my first 2 negative comments on my last week's comments, and yeah, it's different because I've had a lot of lovely comments, and having 2 people be, yeah, a bit horrible. It's just like, it didn't affect me like I thought it would. Actually, I thought it really upset me, but yeah. So if you're not here, you know, if you don't want to watch this and you don't want to see us, you know, just switch off. You don't need to keep watching, and you don't need to leave a negative comment about me. You know, truth hurts, one person said, and another one said boo-hoo. You know, if you're fat, you are, kind of thing. I know that, and that's why I'm here. You know, so if you've got nothing nice to say, just don't say it at all, is in my opinion. And I don't really care what you think. You know, I'm here for me and for my beautiful followers, and, you know, jog on is all I can say. Anyway, so let's hope that next week I get under that bracket, and that I am lucky enough to be in the 19, so we can kind of be where I wanted to. That was my first aim, to get under the 20s and then head down. And I don't know where I want to be. I don't think it is a weight thing for me. I know obviously medically people, you know, it's your BMI and all the rest of it, but it's more for me, it's how I feel in my clothes, and, you know, size and all the rest of it. So yes, so please write down in the comments your opinions on pen dosage and how you do yours and what your opinions are, because I'd love to know whether you think we should go up each month or go up when our bodies are ready. I'd love to know that. And also I'd love to know what you think about when it's time to stop, whether you think we should just cold turkey it, or whether you should think we should go back down the doses, and the food noise hopefully wouldn't be as much coming off. I don't know, but yes, so it is lovely to be back. It's lovely to be feeling more myself, and I hope I get a few answers from the GP tomorrow with hopefully some pain relief that I can take to at least help me cope with this pain, and see if he can, excuse me, I've got itchy back, and see if he can help support me being able to have the nerve ablation, because the consultant was quite confident that he wasn't going to give me any more treatment if these injections didn't work. I'm not sure whether he'd meant just the injections or whether I couldn't have the nerve ablation. I'm not sure. But I'm going to see, like some of you have said on the comments, that if I can be fast-tracked through a little bit, because I did wait a long time for that appointment. And in hindsight, I think I should probably dug my heels in, but I was just... I don't know, I think he'd got me there, and it was kind of like I just wanted something doing, and I don't know. But anyway, yes, like I said, stayed the same again. Stayed the same again this week. I'm okay with that. I'm fine. You know, I managed to get in a size 20 dress. I've got it here actually. I will probably show it to you another day. It's a lovely... It's one of my charity shop specials. It's just like a little green, like a khaki green dress, and it's a size 20. I'll have you know, size 20. One of my charity shop specials, so that's going to go through the wash. And I'm going away with Amelia at the end of the month, and I'm hoping to wear that when we're away. And I have got one of my Shein dresses on today. It's a bit creased, but yes, I feel like my body's changing. I've got to admit, going back to the before and after photos, I think I was hoping for a bit more of a change. I can't personally see it, and hubby says that the photos don't do me any justice, but it is what it is. I've got a lot to lose. I'm fully aware of that, and you know, I know that this is the trouble when you have got a lot to lose. It takes you a while to get it off, and a while before people notice. But you know what, I'm feeling more confident myself. Things are becoming a little bit easier. I just wish this pain I could knock the pain on the head, and I think I could cope with, you know, realizing that I'm going to be in chronic pain for the rest of my life if we could just take the edge off. But yes, so just quick before I go, I just want to say to the people in the comments that yes, I have had an MRI done. I had one done in 2019. They found a spinal cyst, and I've got nerve damage, and I had where the cyst was kind of squeezing around my spine. It was putting it was squeezing the nerves that go down my leg. I can't remember how they technically worded it now, but yeah, so it was kind of causing me to have sciatic kind of pain down my leg. Yes, and my legs just go from under me, so I can be just walking normally, and especially this left leg will go like a rubber band, and I'll end up on the floor. Hence why I use my stick. I need a stick name, Joe. You need to help me with this, because I can't nick because you've got Sir Michael Caine. So let's have a think what I could have. I want a stick name for my stick. Yes, so I think that about brings me up to date. I'm going to stop waffling now, but I hope you have all enjoyed today's video. I am a bit more positive and feeling a bit more brighter. Next week, hopefully we'll have some news on the GP, and let's fingers crossed for getting in this new bracket. Again, thank you to all my lovely subscribers, and thank you for coming back, and I love you all loads. Bye.